What's up, guys? PokéKaos here, back for the third of the four 2016 World Championship decks. And today we are going to be looking at the Juniors World Championship deck. Shunto Sadahiro's Black Dragon deck. You see Darkrai EX there. I decided to go with the Junior deck rather than just keep going backwards from Masters to Seniors to Juniors as the third one, because I wanted to break up the monotony of EX break, or like having two EXs or two break decks at the same time. Of course, we have the pin. It's the same pin in every box. As you can tell, does have Darkrai in the deck, but we are going to organize everything, get everything situated before really going over the deck. So there's going to be a little cut, and I will see you guys in just a second. And we're back. We have everything all sorted out. We'll start off with the Pokemon. Of course, we've already seen Darkrai. There are two Darkrai's. We got Dark Pulse, which is the attack you'll be using the most. This attack does 20 damage. 20 more damage for each Dark Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. And Dark Head, if your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep, this attack does 80 more damage. There's nothing in the deck to put anything to sleep with, though, so again, you won't actually be using that attack. So next up we have Giratina EX, which is a vital part of this deck. There's two of them, with first off the ability Renegade Pulse. Prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Mega Evolution Pokemon. And Chaos Wheel does 100 damage, and your opponent cannot play any Pokemon Tool, Special Energy, or Stadium cards from his or her hand during their next turn. Very powerful, very useful, but mostly you're going to be using Darkrai EX to attack, and Giratina is actually going to be sitting on the bench holding some energies. So we have two Shaman EX. Everybody knows Shaman setup. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. We have Hoopa EX, which allows you to search your deck for up to 3 EXs and put them into your hand. Of course, you can't get out another Hoopa EX, but this deck only has one, so you don't have to worry about that. And next up, we have a couple non-EX Pokemon. We have two of the Steam Siege / XY base Yveltal with Oblivion Wing and Darkness Blade. Of course, you're only going to use Oblivion Wing, which allows you to attach a Dark Energy from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. And then we have a 2-2 line of Trubbish and Garbodor. Trubbish, obviously, you don't want to really focus on. You want Garbodor with the Garbotoxin ability. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon Tool card attached to it, each Pokemon in play in each player's hand and in their discard piles has no ability except for Garbotoxin. So, obviously, you're going to want to play this after you've played your Hoopa and your Shamans, or if you feel that you just don't need Shaman. But that's it for the Pokemon lineup. It's fairly straightforward. You know, you get out Giratina, you get out a Garbodor, you have a Darkrai in the active position, and you're ready to just deal massive amounts of damage once you get the Dark Energies built up. So next we will move on to the supporter lineup, which again should be fairly straightforward for the most part. You have 4 Professor Sycamores. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. You have 2 ends. Each player shovels his or her hand into her deck, then draws a card for each of his or her remaining prize cards. 2 Lysanders. You switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with one of his or her active Pokemon. We have 1 Pokemon Ranger. Remove all effects of attacks from each player and his or her Pokemon. We have 1 copy of Xerosic. Choose a Pokemon tool or special energy card attached to a Pokemon in play, yours or your opponent's, and discard it. And 1 copy of AZ. Put one of your Pokemon into your hand, discard all cards attached to that Pokemon. And of course, both of these are no longer standard format cards. As far as we can tell in Sun and Moon, there's nothing to replace those just yet. Sun and Moon definitely looking to bring some new stuff to the table in terms of like supporters and Pokemon and everything. So now we will go on to the item cards. Of course, just like every other deck, there are a ton of items. A ton of items. We have the standard 4 Ultra Balls. Get out your Hoopas, your Shaymins, your Darkrai's, your Giratinas, whatever you need to do, because you know that Hoopa might be prized. We have 4 copies of VS Seeker. Definitely very necessary. We have 3 copies of Fighting Fury Belt. The basic Pokemon this card is attached to gains 40 HP and does 10 more damage. We have 4 copies of Max Elixir. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach a basic energy you find there to a basic Pokemon on your bench. Again, that will be attaching to either your second Darkrai EX or your Giratina. We have 3 Float Stones. The Pokemon this card is attached to has no retreat cost. You're going to want to attach that to anything that you don't want in the active position, mostly Garbodor, to activate its ability. We have 2 Trainer's Mails. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a trainer card that is not Trainer's Mail and put it into your hand. Surprisingly, there's only 2 in this deck. And we have 1 copy of Super Rod. Shuffle 3 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. So now we have 2 Stadiums. We have 1 Reverse Valley, which for this deck's purpose, you're only going to want to use this one, which allows your Dark Pokemon to do 10 more damage to your opponent's active this side. Any damage done to your Metal Pokemon is reduced by 10. But again, you don't have Metal Pokemon, so you're not going to want to use that. And then we have Reverse Valley, or Parallel City, sorry. Which, again, choose... Camera does not want to focus. But this way, attacks from this player's Fire, Water, and Grass Pokemon do 20 less. And then this way, of course, this player cannot have more than 3 benched Pokemon on their bench, of course. So mostly that's used to disrupt your opponent, make them have a smaller bench size while you destroy their Pokemon with Darkrai. So now we are down to the energies. Of course, obviously there's going to be dark energies, but first we have 3 Double Dragon energies. Of course, these provide only 2 energy at a time when they're attached to a Dragon type. We have 1 Dragon type being Giratina, and the special thing about these is when they are attached to Giratina, they count as dark energy for Darkrai EX's Dark Pulse. So, instead of 20, that's adding 40 damage to Darkrai EX's Dark Pulse. But of course, we also have regular dark energy. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dark energies. Just regular basic dark. Does seem like a bit high number, 13 total energies, but you do want to make sure that those max elixirs hit. You want to make sure that you have enough damage being able to be done by Darkrai. Technically, if you had every last one of your energies out, you would have a total of 16 energies, which would just completely obliterate just about anything reasonable. I mean, not just about it, it would completely obliterate anything reasonable. You would have to come up with some crazy tactics to survive. But then again, also, you're not going to have all 13 of your energies in play at one time reasonably. But that is the Junior World Championship Shunto Sadahiro deck. I do believe that these code cards all come with the same thing. I do believe it gives you a deck box and sleeves of the 2016 World Championship. It should look something like that. I really only need one. So there is a code card for whoever watches the video until the end. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.